gentlemen, welcome to the one and only talk show you should be watching. Welcome to Interview Me, the talk show. My name is Canula Tonez, I am your host. Now, on the last episode, we came across AK where he talked about how he pushed his whole life and how he was basically growing as a musician since he was 10 years old. But now we got something better planned. We got Smallz in the building, and here's the thing. We recently made an ad of some sort to YouTube, trying to let you know that, hey, we'll be bringing him up. And we appreciate how you have been coming through to that. And we appreciate your subscriptions. Now, we welcome Smallz, the comedian.
Yeah, man, how's it?
Fine, how are you?
Thank you so much, my brother.
No, we really appreciate you being here. I made the call to Fifi and I said, hey, let's bring the best comedian possible to the stage. And, I was like, okay, we're bringing in Smallz. Nice. I went through some videos, I went through everything possible, to try and understand your craft. And I noticed that you're very creative, especially when with your trio with Sloane and Gedlembani.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how you came across them? What exactly happened? Can you tell me about that quickly?
Mhlawumbe phinde sibonge nje sibusele kwabukeli sibonge nethina la interview me ukuthi is recognized and give us such a platform for us to be here and be interviewed about how things came about. Well, man, it was a blessing in disguise for me to have met and known Sloane even before I met Gedlembani. Because I've known Sloane. He was my background or behind the scenes scriptwriter. Yeah.
Okay.
So as much as my jokes, I was the one who performed the jokes. Yeah, now he just be behind so that we can try to prune and trim small good and at some point, I think it was last year, but I was still at school basically. I gibela a bus from Babani to Manzini. I always tell people the story. And Mangla Pasini, there was this guy, Lobeka Kuluma La Pasini, and he was so funny. Kusua Wahele Pasi is Fila Lamansi, So I then completed school and I joined comedy and everything else. So at some point I felt like, no man, we need something to spice up because I believe what's unity is power, So I felt like, who is this guy? Is he still in the country? If he's still in the country, is he still alive?
Yeah.
And then I got to start searching about that, and then I sang a poll and discovered there was Gedlembani, It was hard to get his contacts, of course, because it's not in the social media spaces and everything. Up until I was helped by some radio personality by the name The White Hippo, because we were my ads for radio. And then I called Gedlembani and then met up, and he was still funny. And then I felt like, man, there's something in this, and if we can collaborate and try to do something together, because it's got a different sense of humor, and if we try to bring that together, it can probably work best for the both of us. And that's when Gedlembani came to party.
Because I noticed how you guys get a huge pop, like a huge pop. There was this reference from YouTube whereby I saw you all went to Mhlatane, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, we've been to a lot of schools, so I'm a little bit precise on what we're talking about.
Okay, so you guys had a huge pop even before you came out of the car, and I was like, no, these people are going crazy for you guys. And it's not just Swaziland, it's not just the students who are going crazy for you, it's not just the youth, but even South Africa on its own. I mean, you guys have been touring around South Africa, if I'm not mistaken.
It's true.
You guys just recently made the list today on the newspapers saying that you guys were in SA not so long ago.
Yeah, sure.
Can you tell us about that? What was going on during that tour?
Basically, we then started doing a tour in Mpumalanga, whereby we felt like there are a lot of Emaswati who are there and also can understand and relate into Siswati jokes, Basically, because that's what we're trying to embrace and give growth to. Because other people will do comedy in their own different languages, and also us, we then feel like maybe for you to be the best comedian, you need to speak in English. There are some good comedians who are fluent. There are some fluent comedians. There are some comedians who are fluent in English, but they are not best comedians. So what we need to then understand is the fact that even in your own language, you can try and sell that to the world, and they can buy into that. I can make an example about maybe comedian Kansime. I think she speaks around 80 80% of the language and 20% English, which is known all over the world because of captions and subtitles and everything else,
Yeah.
So I believe if we can try to embrace our Siswati comedy, we can really introduce something that is not there in the comedy market in the world.
And you guys are definitely bringing something different.
Oh,
Let's talk about that scene that you made with Slwani, whereby there was this character that came into the car and then he was like, hey, ngimfana wakho mina. And then like Slwani was like, "Mbaba wakho." And I was like, I was enjoying the episode. I was like, what's going on here, And it's very overwhelming. I'm not someone who honestly watches Vanek language comedy, but like I was pulled in.
Yeah.
I was literally pulled in, and I said, hey, let me watch this thing. And then I even showed it to my brother and said, man, these guys are
Basically,
fire.
that's what we're trying to achieve, man, to also attract people of your caliber to buy into Siswati comedy. Now that you've watched, I'm sure that if there would be a chance of you being able to attend the show, you probably want to attend the show.
Most definitely.
So basically, that's the main aim and objective of even doing this in our mother tongue, such that people can start appreciating Siswati and also the craft that we deliver in Siswati.
It's hot in here. No, it's very crazy how all these things just build up, and do you guys script this before, or are you gonna keep that a secret, or what's gonna happen? Because I noticed how well you guys put everything together, and you guys don't even try hard to honestly post. I've noticed that I don't know if you use like I don't know if it's a mini camera or a phone, but it literally doesn't matter to the people that are watching. You got over 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. Over 12,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, the success is overwhelming.
Man, thank you so much. But then we use a phone because we don't want to take the authenticity of everything that we do, man. Because once you start to have proper cameras that will do close-ups and everything else, then people will see that this thing is being scripted and at large, So we want to bring genuine to a sense that these guys were just sitting in the car and then they feel like talking about something, Because once you lose the taste and touch of what you do, of what we do rather, then you then see a match that I have rehearsal and then I was sometimes I'll just share this as a secret, maybe I'm not even supposed to share it. Sometimes we'll do like 3 takes of a single video. Because some of us will then start laughing, because some things will just pop in as we still capture in the video, or we're still taking the video, and then we'll start feeling like, no, man, I laughed at this part, I was not supposed to, can we do it? So that's how it is. But then I imagine that they're natural, and we try by all means to deliver humor at our level best.
And you guys clearly, I noticed that you never separate, like you always work in a unit. And I wanted to ask, do you guys compete with each other? Like concerning, if you, let's say I'm the best comedian, let's say Slwani is like, nah, I'm like the most, do you feel like you guys compete with each other, especially you and Slwani? I'm not sure, but Ketlembane is there. He's there. I won't lie to you. He's funny and all, but I feel like, is there some kind of competition between you and Slwani or what?
Not necessarily, man, because these guys have got different styles of humor, Ketlembane is the kind of guy that will hit you hard like right now, Slwani is the kind of guy that will bring intellectual jokes. In the comedy language, we call it take-home jokes. So I can say something now, and you'll start digesting it when you get home. And like, oh, shucks, the right match, So I wouldn't say there's any competition because we do different things. I will make a simple example. On the videos, I try by all means not to be funny, because I think my strong point of comedy is when I'm on stage, because I just need people to sit down and listen to my craft and relate, and then we get to be intimate with the humor, So basically, I think there's no competition at all, because we do different styles and we do You know, if you treat it as competition, then it wouldn't work. But if you treat it as work, because there are some things that I feel personally nobody can do much better than me, and there are other things that I feel like I can do better than him, and also the same case with Simon. So we try to instead support each other and make one shine on the strength that he possesses.
Are you guys? How long have you guys been like together in general? How many has it been years or?
No, it's not. It has been years, man. As I told you when we started the interview, that it's been there and as a brother more than anything. So every time I need to go to a show, I'll call him next one and I make jokes and So we meet, we meet and then try to script something. Then I'll rehearse in front of him. Then he'll tell me this is funny, this is not funny. It's Gelema that we recently met, but Gelema has been in the comedy space, in the comedy scene for some time. So we recently met him and started working with him, which I think it has been an advantage also because it also brought a different flair of comedy in the country. So now the combination of us, it makes us to deliver what you and other people love today.
Indeed. By the way, subscribe. Yeah. Now, can you please tell us about the interview that you had with Likwala Kwala FM? What did you talk about? I know I didn't hear about it, but can you inform me about it? Because I'm really intrigued to understand what you were discussing with the interviewer. And another question, I noticed that the logo for Likwala Kwala FM is actually there. Can you tell us about
which question do you want me to answer now?
Actually, can you answer both?
Can I start with one and then I'll answer the other one as well?
No problem.
Now I even forgot the first one. What was the first question again?
Can you tell us about what happened at Likwala Kwala FM?
Likwala Kwala FM, and it was just an invitation for us to go and do an interview there. Basically, there was nothing fancy because it was just an interview like any other interview that we would do with any radio station or also with any media people, just like yourselves, So we went there. It was a good interview, and also it helped us to boost our following because Likwala Kwala is a very big radio station with also a huge number of listeners. So we went there, and for us it was basically more of the mileage than just the interview. So I'm thinking probably you are also thinking you got paid about everything. No, we were not. We were just invited to the studio to be interviewed and such that we can share our journey to the South African listeners of Likwala Kwala.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Well, welcome again to Interview Me, the talk show. If you're still coming into the show and you've missed most of it, I suggest you go back. We'll be right back after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Interview Me, the talk show. We are here with Smallz, and we would like to continue with the interview, shall we? Okay, so you earlier mentioned that you were at school, yes, of course. Can you elaborate on that? Where do you school? Where do you study? Can you tell us more about that?
School is broad, man. Do you want me to take it from where I started school, or you just want me to take it on my tertiary level? I can take it from anywhere.
On school in general?
I started school at a primary school called Befort Nazarene.
Okay.
Primary, which is just by Nazarene. It's part of the Nazarene whatnot. And then I then went to join St. Mark's in 2020. I went to join Nazarene High School after primary school, and then 2012 I went to join St. Mark's.
Okay.
Which I then completed school 2014. In 2015 I enrolled to the University of Swaziland.
Okay.
Which I was doing my final year this year.
Okay. What are you studying?
I'm studying in the Bachelor of Education.
Okay. One question I didn't really touch upon, do you take comedy as your career or is it a hobby exactly?
At first, man, it was more of a career because I was just treating it as a sport, something that I just do like at the time. But then lately, I then discovered that I wouldn't say there's money, but then I then discovered that there's a lot that I can do with comedy because I've seen other comedians making it out there, and also with the direction that things turned out to be, I feel like if one can concentrate and give more effort to it, it can really turn out so good. So at this point in time, I'm not quite sure what is it that I want to do, but basically now that I'm still focusing on comedy, I think let me focus on it and just have my education as a safety net. Because basically it's very key that when you do some things, you need to know that in the event they fail, you've got plan B. So now I'm having all my focus and attention to it, and I hope and pray it will take good direction as it looks like and promising right now. And I hope at some point I'll get to be at the level that I prayed and wished to be at when I started at the beginning.
Speaking of plan B, do you believe that school will actually be able to support you concerning, like, okay, you love comedy, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, let's look at how people get hired, right? This is the circle. You finish school, you finish your tertiary education. You immediately after that you get hired, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing, after about 35 years, what happens? You retire at 65, right? Do you feel like honestly, it's worth doing something that you wouldn't want to do, get bossed around everywhere and being told what to do, when to arrive and when to go home, or you feel like you don't actually believe in that? Do you actually feel like, nah, you can be your own boss, or you'd rather be like the pillar of the person that's hiring you?
My brother, I believe in life we only live once, and it is very key to make the best of that time in your life, which drives back to happiness, you know. I don't believe in the fact that you now need to do things that you don't want, especially when it comes to a career, because that's lifetime, you know. So you don't want to be doing something that you don't like for the rest of your life. I believe it is key that if you feel like you want to be a mechanic, and if that thing is working out for you, and you feel like it's the thing that can make you survive for the rest of your life, and it's something that you love, then personally I believe you should just jump into it and do the most out of it. You know, than maybe saying you want to be a mechanic and then at home they probably want you to be a pharmacist or something. And now for the rest of your life you need to be waking up into attending patients that you not even have got love for doing it. So I believe it is key to find yourself as to what is it that you want to do in life, and then jump into it and then give your best muscle to it, and then start living and be happy. Because you don't want to be suffering because of what probably the world will say. It is you, at the end of the day, it's you that's going to live that life. So people influencing you on what you need to do, I really don't believe in that. Because there's some people who are so talented, I'll make an example, there's some people who are so talented, maybe in sciences, you know, but you find that the person really doesn't want to be a doctor, if I was to make an example.
Yeah.
Then that person wants to do law. If the person wants to do law, I believe, regardless of the pass and the credit that he's got for being a science person, if that person feels like the law field is my thing, then that person should be released into going and doing that. Because what people might say, because I know family members or even parents who influence to say, you're very good with sciences, then why don't you become a doctor? Because they feel like being a doctor is prestigious. But as an individual, you know yourself and you know your strengths. So that is why I'm urging everyone at home and who's also watching to say, find yourself and then do what you think and love most.
I hope you heard that, guys. Okay. Can we touch up on concerning your family members? Yes. Your parents, how was the reaction with your parents when you said, yeah, you're gonna do acting? I'm saying acting, comedy.
Man, I come from a very supportive family. You know, I come from a very supportive family, and thank you so much to them, especially my mom, for being there, because she believed in the dream even before anyone else could see there was something in it. You know. In the sense that she would be the one who even ironed for me when I have to go to shows and try to make me look presentable. She's always been there, you know. It is so fortunate when you come from a family that is supportive of whatever that you do, because you then also find it worth it for you to do. Because I believe there are some best soccer players that we have in the country, but because of their family structure or support when it comes to them, they feel like no man, football is not paying, football is not anything, and then that means you now cut a very strong player from being a player athlete. So umqoka kakhulu ukuthi batali basupport abamfana. Also for the side ukuthi education is still key. As I mentioned earlier, that you need education for a safety net. In the event you fall or fail from whatever that you initially had planned into doing, you also need something that will be there for you as backup.
Overwhelmed, guys. I'm honestly overwhelmed because clearly we're learning more about the person behind Smallz.
Yeah, it is key, man. It's key to understand the fact that there is Lumelo, then there is Smallz. Lumelo is still the umfana wasekhaya, dreams over him and everything else. Then Smallz is a brand that was created by Lumelo.
Yeah, it's just a tag.
Exactly. So basically, it's very key to differentiate the two, so that you can be able to appreciate that difference.
No, because that's what I'm noticing. I mean, I know you for cracking your jokes and all of that, but then because I was also saying maybe when you were gonna come for the interview, what happens was maybe you were gonna be funny and all that, but I realized that there's literally a person behind.
Yeah, man, it's not necessary because it is so rare for people to find us in this state, because every time when we're out there, people expect us to make them laugh, and they always think we are a 24/7 comedian,
Yeah.
So it's key for them to also know the side behind Smallz.
Yeah.
For them to know and understand the fact that I sometimes think, I sometimes cry, I've got emotions, It's very key for them to understand that. But then, they always expect what you've sold to them at first, which is laughter. So every time when they meet us, we're going to deliver that.
Can you tell us about your idol? Who do you idolize most? In the comedy section, or even family members? I don't know. Who do you idolize the most in your life?
From idols, I appreciate so many. From what's the question? I'm joking, man. But then in the comedy space, man, I think it can be Sluan, man, because that guy, his real name is Ngamiso Njinila. It can be Sluan because he's been there, man. When everyone turned against me in comedy, he's been there. He's believed in me, and consider the fact that he's way older than me. But then he also kept on pushing me to say, man, you can do it. If you can do it like this, man, if you can do it like this. And today, probably we are repeating some of the things he saw, So basically, he can be forever in my heart when it comes to him being my idol in the comedy space. For now, because he's human as well, he can change. So if he changes, I'll change him and get someone else.
I'm sorry.
I
know you're different, man.
That's the idea.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Can we continue? Can we talk about your hat? How did that start?
Man, it's a gift that I got from my granddad. May his soul rest in peace. When I first did comedy, LOL comedy competitions, So I will not tell my I'm not sure whether I had them or I did not, because instead of saying maybe mine, what's in fun, and he was saying that jokingly, And then I took the hat into my bag. And I went the Masomas Miller Labs contestants with Stone and I was a audition. I saw everyone was just normal, and I felt like probably if I can wear this thing and go on stage, I'll be different. And then I wore the hat, like got there and did the auditions, and everyone was just laughing at the hat, Because at the time when you start comedy, you usually don't have the content. But you need to first build what we call stage presence, which encourages you into doing better. So I think the hat stood out such that when I got there, everyone started laughing, and then I gained the momentum and courage to say, oh yeah, I'm in the right place. And then from that day, I never took off the hat every time I go on stage, because I believe it is now a shtick hat.
It's basically your trademark, because
shtick also means that
Okay, I'm learning, okay? No, because every single episode, every single thing, anything that you shoot, you will have that hat on you. And
when I'm Smallz,
yeah,
like I said earlier, that it's key to differentiate the two.
Yeah.
There is Smallz and there is Lungelo.
Yeah.
So when I'm Lungelo, I don't have the hat and I can walk freely anywhere, any day. But when I'm Smallz, when I start doing Smallz duties, I need to have the hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Because I was also thinking to myself how people will feel if I was to jump on stage without the hat.
It would be different. I'm honestly speaking.
You know? And also if I was to do a video without the hat. So now I was thinking to myself, if one was to steal the hat, what would be the next thing? Because it has been the same hat ever since I started comedy.
I was talking to my brother yesterday, and I said, what if something happens to the hat? Don't you have can't you create a spare or something? I understand that yes, it's very unique because it was given to you by a close loved one. But the thing is that at the end of the day, anything can happen to that. You know that one day, I mean, I don't know if it's even now, but it's possible that it might be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you find that people want to steal it or something like that. They want to auction it after it's stolen or something like that.
Yeah. And
then what happens is you don't have it, it's gone. And what would you do?
That's why, man, every time before I go out to bed, I make sure that I see this hat. And every time when I wake up, I need to see this hat. So this hat has been my life, you know. It has been my weapon to attack anytime, any day. You know, because also I just gain confidence. Like if you were to notice, if I was to jump on a public platform where there are people for me to address them, I can't even utter one word without the hat. I think it has just been something that is now in my blood and veins to say. Every time I need to say something as Smallz, I need to have the hat.
Alright, just earlier, you honestly made me crack. Can you just give the audience something, like, can you give us something that you can...
No, I don't have to give something out. I'll just tell people where they will get something. Guys, please do follow us, Smallz the comedian Swaziland, to get updates of where you can get something that he's talking about. There you'll be able to know where you can find tickets to come and support us. Since we are doing tours all over the country, it's key for people to be updated on where they can get tickets and also to know when is our next show and where. So basically, if people can follow us on our social media platforms, our handles are as follows: Smallz the comedian for Facebook, Smallz the comedian for Instagram, Smallz the comedian for Twitter, and then you guys will get to know where we are, and then you can come support, and then you can get exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Guys, we will link all the links in the description below. Please do subscribe to our channel. We thank you very much for having you on our show. Honestly speaking, it was very interesting. It was very interesting knowing the character, the person, just, you know, the two people behind who you really are. You know, we really appreciate your time here. And thank you everyone for watching. We hope you like, and we hope you give us a comment on what you thought of this video. And remember to subscribe, like I mentioned before. I'll mention it again and again and again. Thank you so much. My name is Canula Tonez. I am your host. This is Interview Me, the talk show.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Steez here. Thank you for tuning in to Interview Me. As you know, we had Smallz the comedian, funny guy, talented, super chilled. And shout out to his team, as well as to him for coming through. Shout out to the man himself, Canula Tonez. So what y'all can do at home is subscribe to Interview Me, right? As well as follow Canula Tonez on IG at Canula Tonez. And shout out to Ikaya Letu Production for this beautiful, beautiful production, guys. That's for sure. But otherwise, guys, it's your boy Steez. You can follow me on Instagram as well at YGFXB. Thank you and good night.
I can't stand it. These backstabbers couldn't see I was blinded.